Nothing accompanies good stuffing better than mediocre football, and that's what we've got coming up for you on Thanksgiving. We're going to run through each game. There are some sides that are a little more enticing than others, but we'll try and give you the lowdown on each very quickly. It starts in the morning or potentially like early afternoon, depending on where you are, with Chicago and Detroit. The Bears on the road, but they are the favorites. Current spread of 4. Bears are favored by 4 on the road. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's so crazy how much this has turned. It was a 3.5 point in the Lions' favor to start the season. It's moved to full 7.5 points here all the way to the Bears side. We've faded the Bears the last few weeks, thinking Mitch Trubisky is sort of the Bears' offense is overperforming how well he's played. We saw that on display Sunday night, and yet it was still enough for the Bears to cover a number like this. So I don't know. I think Detroit, coming off of a big win against Carolina. The Bears have relatively little rest. I would lean towards the Lions here, but it's not something I'm hugely confident about.
I don't like to start my day off on the wrong side, and that's what betting on this game would be doing for you. However, if you must, I would go with the Lions side. They're at home. They're getting points. Trubisky is questionable with the shoulder. He has made the second highest number. I have to give respect to Sam Darnold here. The second highest number of just terribly awful graded plays. The really terrible fumbles. That Xavier Rhodes throw, right, should have been picked off. Man. Yet, he has only had 3 of those turn into turnovers, 3 of 10. That is the best rate in the NFL. He is getting lucky. However, that defense is also getting really lucky. They're converting all their turnover-worthy opportunities. So some things that are unstable. Will it be the time that those even out? I don't know if the Lions are the team to bet on that happening against. But if you must start your day off that way, that would be where the numbers would lean. Okay, Washington goes into Dallas. A really big game for the Redskins, given that they now have Sanchez and McCoy at quarterback. That sounds like a great law firm. Sanchez and McCoy, LLC, and they are trying to ruin what is now sort of a serendipitous rise to the top for the Cowboys. Yeah,
and we like Washington here, getting 7.5 points. I don't think Dallas should be favored by more than a touchdown against anybody, given the limitations of their offense, the relative lack of importance of defense in today's game. Washington has a good defense as well. They forced Deshaun Watson into a couple turnovers the other day, sacked him a few times, so they're strong here. And even though we both like Alex Smith, the fact is Washington's offense was a bottom 10 unit in the NFL with him. Colt McCoy came in, I think added a spark against Houston. We're not saying he's going to be brilliant, but he probably will be enough here to cover the points. If Washington were to win this game, right, from the motivational standpoint, they would be in the driver's seat in the NFC East, having a 2-game advantage over the Cowboys with the tiebreaker. So there's a lot on the line here for Washington. I think they perform well here.
Interesting. I vividly remember a Dallas at home 7.5 point favorite situation that didn't turn out quite so good for the Cowboys. This would be a little more unexpected given the McCoy situation, but he was fine when he came in. Here's the deal. Both quarterbacks not that great. Both defenses pretty good. So you know what that means? This is an old school Redskins-Cowboys slugfest, which means the better running back will win. That's a trend that we have seen just continually prove itself correct
and over Adrian Peterson's a Hall of Famer.
Time and time again. Adrian Peterson is from?
Palestine, Texas.
There you go. A homecoming for AP. He wants to prove everyone wrong. He is the best running back in this game. The Redskins are the side to take. All right, the night game. What seemed at the beginning of the season to be a great matchup, a 3.5 point spread when it was announced in favor of the Saints, basically saying, hey, these teams are pretty equal. Since then, things have not quite gone as predicted. The Falcons have suffered a lot of injuries. Deion Jones may be making his return in this game, which would obviously be big for them, but the Saints are now 13-point favorites.
Yeah, and this is a game we have disagreements about. Obviously, we've backed the Falcons numerous times this year, and they have not paid off very well. So I have really no appetite to back the Falcons here. However, their offense is still, despite some of the results, playing extremely well. This game is going to be played in a dome. So I do think, with the Saints defense being kind of the unit that has struggled so far this year as well, I do think this becomes a shootout, and as long as the Saints don't have the ball, and last and create a few turnovers, it might stay within a score here.
Look, this game went into overtime the last time these teams played, so it's not out of the realm of possibility this one stays close. It's not certainly the game that I'm most confident about, but if you've got to pick a side here, you're trying to get through the evening, Maybe take the Falcons getting 14. They're a pretty good offense still, regardless of whether Deion Jones is coming back or not. He's not playing receiver. Julio is fantastic. Calvin Ridley, Mohamed Sanu, Tevin Coleman. Great supporting cast. And Matt Ryan making the second highest rate of accurately placed throws. Drew Brees obviously first, but Matt Ryan has not been that terrible. So if I must take a side with the spread, I'm going with the Falcons. But look, it's late. You're probably going to have a little bit of pumpkin pie, maybe a couple of beverages, and you're going to want to head to mybookie.ag and make a investment that will pay off for you. So take the over. You got any argument for that?
I don't, over-unders of 60 have become commonplace in the NFL right now. It's hard to go under that with a spread that big.
The nice thing is that mybookie.ag has live in-game betting as well. So if things aren't going your way, you just fill up the glass, head to the computer, make another bet. You'll be fine. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Say hello to the family for all of us, but ignore them as best you can by making some smart wagers on some Thanksgiving football.